the computer, so let's call the meeting to order. Let the record show that all counselors are here. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Okay, agenda additions or deletions?
I
Have anything?
have none, Mr. Mayor.
Council?
Nope.
Need action?
Motion to approve the agenda?
Motion? Have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion carries. Consent agenda. You know, you had 3.8, right?
Yes, that was at a mid-morning.
Okay. So everybody aware of that? Okay, anybody wish to pull anything off of the consent agenda for further discussion?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Open forum. I think Maggie, you're on the agenda. So we will move on to old business. Ordinance number 880, the second reading of the alley vacation.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I just realized that I did not update I did correct the typos in the ordinance, so when we sign it, it'll be correct. But this is the second and final reading for the alley vacation in Block 50, Town of Princeton, lying northerly of the easterly extension of the south line of Lot 7. This is to facilitate development on the adjacent lots to the north. Nothing has changed.
So nothing's changed in the first reading.
Correct, yep, except we caught the typos.
Is there any further questions?
Make a motion to approve ordinance 880?
We have a motion,
I'll second.
a second, and one more time for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that carries. We have new business, Maggie and Alex. Oh, Alex did give his presentation at our study session. He's not
Correct.
here anyway, so.
Correct.
So Maggie, you wish, are we gonna have her go
Correct,
into it?
so,
or-
yep, so
It's in
maybe,
our package too. So.
yep, so she can do a brief overview of what she included in the packets and let us know how her summer went. Don't worry, Maggie, they don't bite.
The
You
floor is
sure?
yours. I actually informally interviewed her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was mock interviews at the high school, so
Didn't know what
I was for this position too. So that's funny.
Once we got that on there, I said, oh, are you actually really applying? So I'm like, oh, no, I'm panicking.
Okay, so a little bit about myself first. My name is Maggie Brevitz. I was an attendant at the Splash Park for 2 years, and the previous coordinator was like, "You should apply for this job," and I was like, "Never crossed my mind, but okay, I'll give it a go." And I applied, and here we are. I'm going to be a senior this year, so I think I'm the youngest person to actually do this position. So it was a little pressure at first, but it got easier. The Splash Park coordinator job is like 10 jobs put into one, and you're busy doing a whole kind of stuff. So it was good to learn and grow in that position. So if you guys could go to page 1 in this packet, so the black cover. This is a summary that I wrote to go along with it. It kind of goes in order. I'll just be reading from that. But this is more of like a visual. So page 1 is the sales report. Our season started on May 24th for Memorial Day weekend and will run until September 1st for Labor Day. Overall, for sales wise, we made over $26,000. And last year we made like $29,000. And speaking wise, it was kind of surprising that we didn't lose money this year because it was it rained a lot and we had to close a lot. So, but at the same time, our pass revenue was only 8,000 and last year it was 16,000. So it like went down by half. So I think that shows that we did better with concessions this year. So we sold a lot more, and I'll talk more about that later about why I think that we did that. So going back to the top, expenses for this year, that was kind of 3 categories: supplies, concessions, and then salaries. So supplies is like your tape, your 409, wipes, paper towels, anything that's not really food or drink. And then concessions product is the stuff that we sell at the concessions, so your pop, your water, ice cream, chips, that kind of stuff. Then salaries would be paying me and then paying the attendants to work. And so that totaled up to $14,000. So excluding public works stuff that we had to do this year, and I know a couple things broke, we made money excluding that. So overall, I noticed that we did peak in June. I think that was almost identical to last year. And then going down to the admission pass, family pass is not as popular because I've noticed that the attendants need to be reminded to tell people to use that because I don't know if it's because it's inconspicuous or not, but often I'll be out there and they'll be trying to give them individual passes and I'll be like, oh, they have 6 people, let's use the family pass and give them a discount. So in the future, whoever happens this next year, I think it would be a good idea to remind them to tell the attendants that we use that. The public really does like that. I was out there one day and it was a group of like 12 people and I was like, we do have this deal. And they were like, really? We'd love to use that. And they stayed like all day. They were very happy. All right, so next page, moving on to concessions menu. This year, we sold a lot of concessions. And one thing I noticed is that we used to sell the 20-ounce bottles of Powerade, and those are the pretty big ones. And I was like, what if we sold the smaller ones? Like, just a thought here. And Stacy texted Dylan, and she's like, how much would it cost, like, estimate to start selling those? And he goes, blah, 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 number. And I was like, okay, so we divide this by this and this. That's $1. And I was like, that's what we sell our pop and stuff for. So what if we started selling those instead of 20 ounce and then everything was one price? I was like, let's just give it a shot here and do like a trial run. And so we did, and it like took off. And I did like a little poll. I was asking the attendants, so what's your favorite Powerade? And then looking it up on Google, what's the favorite Powerade? Blue. Blue is like explosive flavor. Like I'm not a Powerade drinker or a Gatorade drinker, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this blue Powerade, and it's pretty good. So we're still open if you want to get Powerade. You can go get Powerade. So I think that was what really took off for concessions this year. The Powerade, and then also it was on page 1. The ice cream cone is always popular with people. Powerade sales went up by 40% this year, so that would explain it. Okay, next, page 3, the Splash Park concessions. This is just a fun page, not a whole lot to talk about here. Sometimes people wonder, like, what sells the most? And Funyuns, Coke, water, it's just, you want to know how much water we sold. It's not really this water or this water, it's one water. The cone and the Twix and the gummy bears didn't change at all. I think that's been the same for 3 years that I worked with Stacy and Abby. But I think Red Doritos was replaced by Funyuns, and then root beer was replaced by Coke. So opinions are changing a little bit this year. All right, next, the sponsorships, parties, and punch cards. Those are the only like offline things that we sell at the park. So everything else, like food and that kind of stuff, we sell like out of the concession stand. These things you have to buy like online or at City Hall. So you can kind of be like, I would like to buy this, this, and this. You can go on the website and say, I would like to rent the park. It's through Dash and Square. I think parties go through Dash, and then sponsorships go through Square. Okay, so parties this year were 46, a little lower than last year, but only by a couple. And again, it's because some people canceled this year because of the rain. So we didn't have as much rain. We'd be right on top of that number. But 3 days, we beat the record again for 3 years in a row. So that was one of my goals. I walked in here, I was like, I'm going to beat that record, and we did. So thanks to Alex as well he's not here, but he helped out with that too. Punch cards, this is a little sad. I wasn't here in the beginning, and that's when we do most of the promotional stuff, so go out to businesses or like I'm not sure what he did with the punch cards, but Facebook stuff was sending out like, would you like to get a punch card and be able to just punch it when you go there instead of handing your money? Because I think they save a little bit if they do the prepaid option. This year it did not sell very well. Last year there was 10 of the 10 punch, so you get 10 punches, so 10 times to come into the park. And then last year for 25 punch was 7. This year is only 2 for each, so 4 total. So 17 compared to 4 is a little iffy. Again, I'm not sure where that came from. Again, it's probably just because of the rain or stuff. So any questions about sponsorships or parties? I know sometimes that gets some questions. Okay. All right, next one, the social media report. Again, I came in a little later because I'm a high school student. My school didn't end till like the first week of June. So Alex did a lot of the first off Facebook stuff. So sending out, hey, we're open. Hey, it's Memorial Day. You should come visit the park. Views this year, I think that went up by a little bit, and then content interaction went up by 10%. So content interaction is people went in and clicked on the post, they liked it, they commented on it. That went up by 10%, and I did notice it peaked up in August, and we're starting to close down a little bit. Free days are going down in August, so I was surprised by that. Usually it's like probably June or July, because that's when we get our most free days, so people are like, ooh, I want to see that free day. And I know one post in July, I think it was the week of July 4th, when Alex did like, here's the free days coming up, it was like the most content interaction we had all year. It was like something K. It was like, wow, that's a lot of people clicking on that post. The Facebook reach, so on Meta Business Suite, you can have Facebook and Instagram together on one page, and it reports for you, so you get the reach, views, content interaction, and your followers and that kind of stuff. It does report on more, but most of it was irrelevant information. Facebook reach is, I believe it does like something where I might need your help with this. What does Facebook reach do exactly? Because I know the views and content interaction, but what exactly does the reach do?
It's how many people see it, whether they actually click on it and interact with it, or they spend a significant amount of time on it. It's how many people actually get it on their feed.
Oh yeah, that's right, because sometimes you'll get non-followers who will see your stuff as well. So Facebook 39.7K is pretty good for followers and non-followers seeing your posts. Then another kind of like fun fact at the bottom there, I was like scrolling through and it's like, your followers are 94.2% female, and I was like, that's a shocker. So it's mostly moms out there like, all right, when's the free days? When can I put the kids over there? And so just a fun fact, I think there's like 3 male followers. So I thought that was funny. All right, next, some favorite Facebook comments. It's always fun to see what people say about the park. I especially like that second one by Crystal Moore. Thank you for having prices from 2004. I'm like, I wasn't alive then, but that's lots of way to go, Princeton. This person at the bottom named Lacey Cal was commenting on everything. I'm surprised she doesn't have a top fan. Like, she's on there every time saying, thank you, thank you. So you get lots of positive feedback about the Splash Park. People love it. Give you a moment to peek at those. All right, when you guys are ready, next page. So for our promotional stuff and like free day signs and other kind of stuff, we use an app called Canva, and it's just a design app where you can use templates to customize it for your business and add like a logo or something like that and do some cute stuff. And so this year I decided to do a contest. It was inspired last year. Abby did one with the Timmy is his name, I believe, the Giant Duck's little boy. She did a contest with him, and I think she got like 4 people, and then there was like a couple likes on it. But this year, like this one was explosive. I was like, wow. All right, so this is a shot in the dark, a friendship photo contest. I wonder how this is gonna work. And the submissions opened on July 30th, so I was like, all right, everyone. They saw this sign on Facebook, and let's submit your photos with a friend at the Splash Park. Very specific. It can't be outside the fence. It's got to be at the Splash Park with a friend. So they opened on July 30th, and then for about a week, I allowed them to send them to me like through a Facebook Messenger, just, hey, give me your photos, and gave them a disclaimer so that I will be posting this, just so you know. And then the same day, so August 6th, a week later, I started posting like all the photos, here's your photos, now vote on them. So whoever gets the most votes can win what I'm gonna give you. So then that ran for a week, and then out of 8 other contestants, and for a small splash park, that's quite a lot of contestants, because last year we had way less. And then this photo down here got 98 likes across 4 posts. That was one mistake I made. I did 4 separate posts instead of sharing the same one. So that I think that was difficult for Abby to have to count up all the likes from the different pages, but I learned, so that was exciting. I was really happy about that. And then we gave away a free family pass, so one of those family passes, yay! That's where one of those came from. So the next page. Again, Alex did most of the advertising for the businesses. I would be like walk over to his desk and be like, is there any free days you want me to work on? And he'd be like, nope, I'm good. All right, and then Stacy would be like, give her some free days. So I worked on like about 7 of them, so the next 2 pages are the ones I've done. So the date on there, like when it is. It's always important to put what time and like the address so that people aren't like in the comments like, where's the splash park? And you have to answer it a million times. So always put that on there, and then the date and time and that kind of stuff. So if you want to peek at those. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is getting to work with the attendants this year. That's, I'd say, the biggest part of my job. Stacy once told me, she was like, the whole reason I hire a splash park coordinator is so that I can give them a work phone and they can handle all the incoming questions and that kind of stuff. And I was like, all right, I can do that.
Welcome to management.
Right, yeah. So there was 9 of them, 8 of them. 3 of them returned this year for their 2nd year. I really appreciated having 3 returners, this being my first time as the coordinator. It's like, all right, so I can just say, hey, I need you to tell so-and-so this, not having to go all the way out to the park and show this new person how to do this. I already got someone out there that can do this for me, so I appreciated having that. And then I also had to train them on opening and a closing shift. So opening is, I would say it's the harder shift because they have to test the water, and that takes a lot of practice. And sometimes they get a little frustrated with it because they're like, oh, I'm never going to get it. And it's like, all right, I'll schedule you for more opening shifts so you can practice more. So I would shadow them for an opening shift and then a closing shift. So the closing shift, I guess they're kind of equal. They both have a lot of stuff to do. So the closing shift, they take out the trash, that kind of stuff, lock it all up. And after I shadowed them, I would still get questions on my work phone and be like, where is this? How do I do this? And it's like, that's understandable, you're in a new role, so I would answer those. But I guess a big part, how this was relevant to me is I was kind of learning boundaries, because I would have that work phone on me all the time. And sometimes near this end of the year, someone texted me, they're like, there's a frog in the pump room, I don't know what to do. I was like, I'm not going to answer that. A frog in the pump room is not an emergency. So one big thing for me was determining what an emergency was and being able to answer it or not answer it, and then not touch it and not worry about them. So I guess that's all I have, is just my thank you at the end. So thank you to Stacy, she's not here, but she patiently guided me and toted me back and forth for a week in her car because my car was hit by a deer. I didn't hit the deer though because my dad had to pay for it. I was appreciative of that. And then Ed for magically fixing technology issues that come up. Ed, it's broken, fix it. And to office staff for being so supportive and just understanding. So, and to Public Works for expertly handling the spontaneous. So, thank you, City of Princeton. That was great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it. That's how you get. We have this intern program in the summer for different public works users people. And the good
I enjoyed it
for you,
thoroughly.
and we enjoy doing it too.
Thank
And
you.
then I enjoyed my premier interview with you too.
Me as well.
Thanks, Maggie, good job.
Thanks, good job.
Okay, thank you, Maggie. We'll move on to 6.2, wine and spirits requests for the chamber for Light of Princeton.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this request for $2,500, it's something that the city's been doing every year of Land Princeton. It is to give the nonprofit groups $500 to help set up and take down the Land of Princeton. It's just that now that it's on its own, they have to request it versus city just paying it as they were the previous years.
Yeah, it's just great that, you know, that was done in kind of a stopgap thing for COVID to begin with, and it's really taken off. So.
Yeah, it really has, yes. It's amazing how many people come to town for that now.
Well, now moving on to the bigger venue and stuff, just
That's been
everything
great.
has just been so positive.
Yeah, God bless that fair board and fairgrounds for
Yep.
being so accommodating
Yeah, we better
to all
pump
that
that.
stuff.
Be a good civic citizen.
Right.
So, and we're, in our monetary situation, we're in good shape there, so.
We are, yes.
So, I guess,
Pardon me?
I said we're still under.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we anticipated that coming, I think. Okay, I guess we need action.
I'll make a motion to approve the wine experience grant request from Princeton Chamber for the Let It Princeton set.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more questions or input? Yeah. Hope it's successful this year as last year, so. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. 6.3, request from the Breakfast Club for the Civic Center. What we did there was just waive the fees. But still, the monetary value still has to be attached to the total. I never heard that there was any issues with it. I think the Legion, I know they do a lot of in-kind in the community to raise people contributing and raise money other places. And I personally, I haven't heard nothing bad about it. So.
Yeah, I haven't, I think I saw a report that or I heard at the service award dinner that they served quite a few students.
That's very popular.
And this is open to all students?
Correct.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
It's high school age.
you know, I don't remember what, I think it's
Yeah.
10th grade and up, or probably an age maybe. I'm not sure, I can't remember all what's way out.
There's a lot of kids that go to that.
I think by waiving the fees, it's better than trying to give a cash amount.
Yeah, that's what the council's done in the past 2 years. I think this is the third year you'll have considered it.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. I think kids, high school kids nowadays need something positive.
Just a side note, this program has grown exponentially, that they're actually trying to figure out where to go. They're running out of space.
Not big enough for them.
The kitchen is fantastic, they love that portion of it, but they're just, there's so many youth attending this that they're just don't.
It's not what is the time limit to where they have to,
They're just running out of room, people.
what they have to, I mean, it's before school, right? So they probably have kind of a time frame they have to work within to.
Yep, because they usually have speakers, but it's a wonderful program.
So being that this is in the morning, the building is still available for renting later on today.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure they can clean up pretty quick and.
Yeah, there's a lot of adult volunteers and they do a really good job cleaning up. There's never been a complaint.
Awesome.
I would like to make a motion to approve the Wine and Spirits grant request for the Princeton Breakfast Club.
Okay, we have a motion,
Second?
we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Okay, 6.4, rezoning from R3 multiple family to B3 general commercial. That would be the Charlie Bravo.
Correct. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, and there's multiple ordinances, but they essentially accomplish the same thing for each of the individual parcel identification numbers. And this is related to the lots, the old hangar lots that we sold to Steve Haig of Friday Bay Inc. And we're this is kind of step one. We're waiting for them to submit their preliminary plat and a site plan. I believe they have an interested party for one of the lots, so they're just continuing to work through step by step to proceed with the development. So the Planning Commission held a public hearing on the 18th of August, and they recommended approval of each of the subsequent ordinances for the council. So each motion will be introducing the first reading of the ordinance.
So it's 6 individual lots,
Correct.
and the developer laid out those lots, or were they already in place that way?
It's the existing underlying auditor subdivision legal descriptions. So basically, at some point, it'll go to when they do the plat, it'll be a lot and block, but right now they're all meets and bounds legal descriptions.
Is there still one lot in the middle somewhere?
There's actually 2 owned by Mr. Roxbury and the Hanson family. We have, the developer has drafted and recorded easements for access purposes to those lots, so they will not be landlocked. They will still be able to have access
Or
to
would they
their.
have frontage to the road anyway, or, I don't know. Probably not if it's an issue, or could be.
They won't have direct, there won't be a direct curb cut for the hangar that's currently there, but they will have access, so.
That was the issue at the meeting was whether they would have easement or not. And that didn't really pertain to that part of the meeting, but if they've decided that, that's great then.
Yeah, they've been, they were placed of record earlier this year, I believe. So I'm looking at Damien because he's reviewed the documents.
Yeah, there's a little backstory there.
So,
But it's not for tonight.
So
Go
each
ahead.
ordinance needs a motion, or can you
Yeah.
motion?
no, you gotta do each one individually.
Fair enough.
You know,
Sorry, do you want to start?
different PIDs, or which one is it?
Yep.
Should be pretty simple, so.
I'll make a motion on ordinance 881, first reading to approve.
Have a motion,
I'll second.
second, discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that one carries.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 882.
Have a motion,
A second.
do we have a second? Discussion, all in favor say aye. Opposed, that one carries.
I will make a motion to approve ordinance 883.
We have a motion,
Second.
and a second. Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so that one carries.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 884, first reading.
Second?
Motion and a second. Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that one carries.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 885, first reading.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and one more time.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 886.
Motion,
A second.
second, discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That was easy enough, that carried. Well, somebody's gonna get another shot, so we gotta handle this with kid gloves now.
Oh, are we on 6.5?
We are at
Okay.
6.5.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we were approached by Mille Lacs County. The Princeton Township has asked the county to remove and relocate the recycling, the enclosed recycling trailer that has been located in Long Siding for, I don't remember how long. And so, the solid waste person for the county reached out to the city, also reached out to the fair board to see if they could utilize a portion of the fairgrounds to place the trailer. The fair board agreed that it would be amenable to this, provided we have a contract with the county and that they're responsible for cleanup, et cetera. It did require an ordinance amendment to the A2 zoning district, which is what the fairgrounds is zoned. So we've written a very specific text amendment to the A2 zoning district. The planning commission considered this as well at their August 18th meeting and has recommended approval of the language that is bolded in the ordinance.
So, yeah, I mean, the county project or recycling and the county fairgrounds, I guess, kind of a fitting place, I guess.
Well, I mean, we might have the name Mille Lacs County, but we are a private nonprofit that owns the property, but.
But people perceive it as the county.
Correct. And this will be located right off of First Street, adjacent to the highway overpass and next to the old, whatever it used to be, which is now currently the ALC.
The rear entrance of there.
Correct. Yep, what we call basically the southwest gate. It'll be outside the fence so that it's available to the public 24/7.
That might encourage a little more use of that facility too, being in more populated areas and stuff.
Well, I will tell you that the trailer when located along siding, it filled up, but I think part of that had to do with the businesses in the vicinity.
Yeah,
Less,
he said they were emptying it twice a week, and if that's the case, I've never dropped off there and had it empty. It's always been stuffed full every
Correct.
time I've ever gone, so
Yeah.
they might have to do that a little more often
Correct.
here. So there's a few more people.
So where are the other locations in the county? There's Malacca.
There's Malacca has two at the county public works facility. I believe there's one in Onamia and there's one in Isle.
Well, they were gonna do that, I don't know, the original, out where the public utilities had their storage lot now.
That's where it was originally when it got moved.
But that shouldn't happen here.
Well, if it does, the county's on notice that if they don't maintain the area
I'm
around
not
the trailer.
concerned about it, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying that there is a history we
Correct,
have to be aware of.
so.
Okay, just, well, this is the first reading, so I guess we can. If there's any more discussion, we can do a motion first, or whatever you guys want to do.
I'll motion to approve ordinance 887, first reading.
We have a motion,
I'll second.
and we have a second. Is there any more discussion, any more questions, any thoughts, concerns? And that's gonna come back again, so if somebody comes up with something or whatever, we'll be hitting it again, so. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. Okay, well, this is kind of a bittersweet 6.6, so you're gonna take that, Bob, or?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, before he's, letter of resignation from Tim Jensen. So that I ask that you accept it.
No, we can't not acknowledge it or accept it, I guess, so who wants to do the bittersweet honors, I guess?
I'll make a motion to approve resignation of Tim Jensen.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. As obviously, with regrets, I hope, so, but we know what the situation is, so. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So that carries. Okay, bill list.
You wanna put this?
What? Yeah,
already had mine answered, but
Oh, good.
I need to change the motion a little bit.
Mhm.
I move to approve the August 28th, 2025 check register containing checks 89717 to 89760 and ACH payments 251469 to 251495 and 828251 to 828253 in the amount of $233,680.68, and the pay period 17 check register containing checks 251-71001 to 251-71099 and 251-71101 to 251-71110 in the amount of $202,671.17.
Second.
We have a motion and second, and I did have a question too. There was a name, and if you picked up on that, we were paying, $240 most of them, but, they are not city employees, so that's why the name jumped out at me. And Michelle explained that to me, and then maybe you should just touch on that, Michelle, what that's about, so.
So under the non-pay period check register, we did rep training, which is related to our grant through the Homeland Security related to the a release of nuclear material at Monticello. So we do annual training. So a number of the people that are in that first regular check register are volunteers that play specific roles as part of the training. So that money will come back to the city because it's a reimbursable expense through the HSEM grant.
Now, looking at that, I should be probably more familiar with this whole deal, but I guess it kind of surprised me, but it must be working pretty good and to get that many people involved.
Well, it's
I don't know nothing about it.
yeah, it's a number of county folks. We have fire department members, public works staff, Chris's staff, anybody that would be called to, such an event. They go through and like I said, play a role, their specific duties and responsibilities.
I'm sure it's a
things like
very
that,
worthy practice. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
Yep.
I did the training for many years, and back
My
then,
bad, I guess.
yeah, no, back then it was all volunteered.
Yep.
Like, we didn't get paid, or maybe it was like $20 or
It was
something.
the small
You know, we
stuff.
get more
Yeah, it was
than
like
that
$20
now.
or something.
yeah.
And there was less and less volunteers, so I think they had to increase that a little bit to make it a little more worth people's time.
Are you playing a role if that occurred, or just playing a role in the training?
It's
It's
basic,
training for if something does occur.
correct,
Right.
Does that make
so
sense?
there's,
Yeah, so you're getting training to help. if
Yeah.
that-
yep,
So if there's an accident, people from Monticello are supposed to come to Princeton.
Mhm.
And then what people are learning is different things about how to handle checking them to make sure they're not contaminated.
Mhm.
things like
Yeah, I was going through that, the name that caught my eye first was one of our public works employees' wives. What are we paying her for? So, yeah, well, it's something I should have known, I guess, and for whatever
we'll make
reason
sure
didn't.
that the council's aware, because you're welcome to attend and
It's actually
watch.
pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably could be, because I know Travis was one of the,
Yeah.
of TRICAP employees, I would have never dreamed would ever do something.
Yep, so,
So, yeah, I just wanted to, I don't know how many of us were behind as I was on it, I guess.
we'll make sure that next year, when we do this every year annually, it's
Yeah.
usually in August.
Oh,
Yeah.
just a little, maybe, your report, or
Yeah.
some little kind of.
This is something that Ron, our emergency manager, isn't.
Yeah, I'm not being critical or anything, I
Yep.
just wanted to clarify it.
No, that was good to bring that up.
Okay. Michelle, your report?
No, you have to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you have a motion.
We have a motion, yeah, we
Yeah, you have a
one.
motion and a second, you need to call the question.
Yes. We have a motion second, I hope we don't have more discussion, any more discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries. And now Michelle, you have the floor.
Yep, just a couple of things. We are proceeding with, the ALP. The work has been done. We're just waiting for signatures, and then we can start working on the perimeter fence, working on budget stuff. I will say that I almost fell off my chair when the email on the health insurance came through. So NFP is doing their best to get us numbers, making some adjustments. I'm gonna include a little bit more than that in the preliminary levy numbers, so just to make sure we have enough wiggle room. It's always easier to cut back than it is to add, and in fact, we can't add, so we've invested, or I should say I've invested the bond proceeds for the fire truck portion, we're basically gonna make money on the money that we are gonna have to pay back while we're waiting for the truck to be finished. We have the intersection control evaluation report is back. We'll be talking with the county on that particular issue next week. It sounds like we're getting close on getting our reimbursement from the county for the other part of the, they made a first payment. Now we're getting very close to getting the second part of the payment from the county, so we're getting one step closer to closing out that project. The deed does regional profiles and county profiles. I have attached both the Region 7E aggregate profile and the Mille Lacs County profile for your information. And then they were also forwarded to other departments in case they have a grant. There's a lot of valuable information in there. You're writing a grant and you need, it's a quick synopsis, so if you, that way you don't have to dig for data. So, and then just a litany of upcoming meetings and reminders for the next week or two. So that's all I got.
You've got the perimeter fence, you're gonna be in danger of getting done this year? Or?
Yes, it will get done. It's not a real long project.
Well, probably not, end of August. But
I anticipate that they'll be starting sometime in early September.
You're dealing with the federal government, so
We'll see. One thing I didn't include in my upcoming meetings and reminders, but you have on in front of you at the DS is the Public Safety Day, which is a week from Saturday, 10 to 2 at the Public Safety Building. Everyone's invited. It's very popular with the community and the kids, so.
So the September 3rd study session?
4th.
Oh, no, September 4th.
Yep. Yep, we'll do a joint brief meeting with public utilities. They're gonna have Bolton and Menk here to talk about, just give us a broad overview on PFAS. It's a really nicely done, simplistic presentation by Bolton and Menk, and that I think everyone will enjoy. Probably just have utilities just do an update on their current projects, and then I was gonna probably do a little bit of our own capital plan review potentially, but I need some direction on some of the expenses in terms of talking to the unions about certain things, so I'll need some direction from the council. So, I know you can't vote, but you can at least give me some broad direction, so.
Okay, well, as you can see, the public utilities meeting that should have happened yesterday, due to kind of a last minute thing, but keep that commitment, so we canceled it. Well, then it turned out we could have had it, but it's too late to republish it, so we're having it next week. We moved it up a week, so I guess I have nothing to report in that regard. Anybody else, anything?
I don't have anything.
Did the planning commission?
Just proved everything we went through, so.
Very good.
Our
Okay.
ADA meeting was canceled.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Okay,
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
motion and second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we are adjourned.